Green energy, solar energy, wind energy, energy transition, electrification, these are the buzzwords over the last few years and for a good reason. Government की तरफ से काफी push गया है इन sectors की तरफ से, but as a result of too much focus, many of these sectors are now a little overheated from an investor's standpoint, from a public market investor standpoint जो stock market में invest करते हैं, जैसे कि solar energy है, which is maybe the valuations are so extended, it is not a great place to invest right now, at least on a broad level. Similarly, the same is true for wind energy. And these themes have been discovered to a large extent. But इसी context में, इस narrative की वजह से, green power narrative की वजह से कुछ सेक्टर्स ऐसे हैं जो लेगेसी सेक्टर्स हैं, जो बोरिंग सेक्टर्स हैं, जो कंप्लीटली इग्नोर कर दिए गए हैं पिछले कुछ सालों में. उनमें से कोल एक सेक्टर है और कोल के बारे में हम इस वीडियो में बात करेंगे प्रिसाइसली बिकॉज इट हैज बीन कंप्लीटली इग्नोर्ड एंड वी बिलीव देयर माइट बी एन इंटरेस्टिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी इन दिस सेक्टर. Hi, my name is Rahul. I'm a CFA charter holder. I've been investing since 2014. और इस वीडियो में we're going to discuss coal sector, especially in relation to how things play out in India, are playing out in India, and also Coal India, which is the largest coal producer in the country. So let's get started. कोल इंडिया, इज इट एन एफडी, इज इट अ स्टॉक? ये हम इसलिए बोल रहे हैं बिकॉज 7.2% जो है आज के करंट प्राइस पे, विच इज 19 फरवरी, यहाँ पे 7.2% डिविडेंड यील्ड चल रहा है. इसका मतलब प्राइसेस आर ऑलरेडी समवॉट बीटन डाउन एंड कोल इंडिया को कभी भी मल्टीपल्स बहुत ज्यादा मिले नहीं है. आज भी वो 7 टाइम्स अर्निंग्स पे ट्रेड कर रहा है और 7 टाइम्स अर्निंग्स पे ट्रेड करने का मतलब है कि मार्केट अज्यूम कर रही है यहाँ पे 0% ग्रोथ आएगी. हम इस नोशन को चैलेंज करेंगे इस वीडियो में. हमें ऐसा लगता है कि यहाँ पे ग्रोथ का जो स्कोप है, इट माइट बी +5%, इट माइट ऑन द हायर साइड इवन बी 10%. right? So what exactly, why we believe that, this is what we're going to discuss. And because valuations are already somewhat accounted for, अगर आपको एक stock जैसे instrument में अगर dividend yield 7.2% मिल रही है और वहां पे एक possibility है कि शायद से earning growth वापस आ जाएगी, I think this is a very very interesting combination. Having said that, let me just tell you, this is for only educational purposes. मेरी अभी कोई भी कोल इंडिया में शेयर होल्डिंग नहीं है और वी आर इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ गेटिंग अ सेबी रजिस्ट्रेशन. वी डू नॉट हैव इट राइट नाउ. सो विद दैट लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. कोल की कहानी बहुत ही डायरेक्टली लिंक्ड है पावर डिमांड से, बिकॉज 80% जो कोल है हमारे देश में जो माइन होता है, प्रोड्यूस होता है, जो निकाला जाता है धरती से, that is used in the power sector. And power sector, a large part of the demand comes from the industry, which is 42%, residential is 26%, agriculture 17%, and so on and so forth. As you can see the progression over the last many years, I think GDP और power demand का कुछ तो linkage है. Now we don't want to get into the debate, is it 0.8 times of GDP or 1.2x? This is not the point, but the point is that as our GDP grows and India happens to be a spot where we are growing at 6, no other country is able to grow. So as GDP grows, our demand, our thirst for power is going to increase, and in that scenario, coal is a very very reliable source of energy. Now even though it is polluting, even though there are challenges to mining it, we still believe, and there is a lot of reason why coal is still a very very solid source of power. And in the next 5 years, there is very very little, I mean, it's not going to happen. India is not going to move away materially from coal. और अगर हम देखें तो इंस्टॉल्ड कैपेसिटी की अगर हम बात करें तो कोल मेक्स अप फॉर 49.23, और इस नंबर को देख के ऐसा लगता है कि शायद से वी मेड अ लॉट ऑफ प्रोग्रेस विदाउट अ डाउट. Because we have so many others. Solar now accounts for 20%. I think this is a big achievement on the part of our country. There is hydro, there's nuclear, there's wind is now 10.38%. But this is only the installed capacity. If you actually look at now generation, what percentage of the electricity units are being in the country? 74.74%. And this is a government website. These stats are from the government. It might be up 1 or 2%, but you get the idea, right? Coal still accounts for a huge part of the total power generation. And the reason for that, installed capacity एक चीज होती है, generation एक चीज होती है, because इवन दो कोल मेक्स अप फॉर 50%, क्योंकि प्लांट लोड फैक्टर इसका हाई है कंपेयर टू रिन्यूएबल्स। अगर आप विंड और सोलर को देखो, यहाँ पे 21% है, यहाँ पे 15.7% है। सो द प्लांट लोड फैक्टर्स मीनिंग 100 मेगावाट की पावर जो कैपेसिटी है, उसमें से विंड और सोलर शायद मिला के बेयरली 18 to 20% ऑफ मेगावाट्स की पावर जनरेट कर पाते होंगे ओवर अ गिवन पीरियड ऑफ टाइम। एंड कंपेयर टू दैट, thermal plants have a lot more higher plant load factor. So therefore, even though capacity कम है in terms of the overall generation, we still rely a lot on coal. And that is something that a lot of people are not paying attention. That is something that media maybe, does not highlight, because the whole narrative is towards solar and wind. And we have also made videos on wind sector. I have invested in the wind sector, and we've made video. And so that has been an interesting sector to play. But while that story is playing out, coal जैसे boring sectors completely ignore कर गए, and यहाँ पे लगता है ऐसा opportunity हो सकती है. Why is it that if you notice over here, just to give you a background, if you notice the amount of net thermal power plants की addition, you will see there is a significant jump, or between 2010 and 2015, there was a lot of thermal power capacity that came online, and there's been a sharp jump, which has been largely flat, which means nothing has happened over the last few years. उसका reason ये है कि 2012 से 2014 के बीच में there was this government transition happening, there was coal gate scam, और 2014 में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला था कि they had cancelled a lot of mining licenses that had been allotted. So what ended up happening was a lot of power plants came online, but there was not enough coal because mining licenses were cancelled. Coal India was not able to kind of get into action as quickly, and as a result, हमारे जो non-coking, which is basically the type of coal that is used in thermal power plants, that shot up. You can see there's a strong correlation between when these troubles were happening to the imports from other countries. And the problem is that when we import coal, it's very, very expensive. And so that is what happens. And if you can see, these are 2024 prices, just to give you एक आइडिया कि कितना एक्सपेंसिव हो। आज हमारे FSA प्राइसेस, फिक्स्ड सप्लाई अरेंजमेंट प्राइसेस, जो कोल इंडिया जिस प्राइस पे थर्मल पावर प्लांट्स को सप्लाई करती है, वो करीब 1500 रुपए पर टन है, वरना 1.5 रुपीज पर किलो। वही नॉन कोकिंग कोल हमें देखना चाहिए, नॉन कोकिंग, ठीक है। अगर हम इंडोनेशिया से लेते हैं तो हमें 7000 पर टन का मिल रहा है। साउथ अफ्रीका, रशिया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया से हमें 9000, 12000 एंड ऑल्सो इट बिकम्स वेरी वेरी एक्सपेंसिव, एंड that is a huge loss in terms of I mean, obviously if we can make the coal, and by the way, we have 378 billion tons of reserves according to government sources in India. So given those factors, it just doesn't make sense why we're importing a lot of coal, right? So those are some of the problems that the industry had gone through. And if you think that, अगर आप पिछले कुछ सालों देखे, आप बोलोगे राहुल यहाँ तो कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा है, नई पावर तो आ ही नहीं रही है, नई थर्मल कैपेसिटी, तो कोल अगर ज्यादा बना भी देंगे वो कहाँ जाएगा? तो उसका भी आंसर ये है कि एक्चुअली while we are focusing on the green energy theme, there are more than 30 gigawatts of thermal power plants that are under construction. There's some are pre-permit. Close to 55 gigawatts are already at different stages, in the pipeline, right? India plans to hit 80 gigawatts by 2032. So it's clear that the government focus has shifted because they have realized there are some challenges with renewable. पहली बात तो हम कितना भी कर लें, जिस तेजी से हमें चाहिए renewable energy, हम कभी नहीं लेके आ पाएंगे, because renewable has other challenges also. Renewable क्या है कि एक intermittent source of energy है, जिसकी वजह से जो grid पे जो energy जाती है, it's very intermittent. And apparently I'm not an electrical engineer, so I do not understand these things in detail, but I think a very basic understanding will also tell you that for the grid, stability is very, very important, and intermittent sources of power generation can be a cause of a problem, and that problem is solved by coal. So amongst many other things, I think this is one of the advantages that coal offers, despite its many weaknesses in terms of environmental and all those impacts, right? So the point I'm trying to say is coal is here to stay, और अगर coal is here to stay, coal India is here to stay. And अगर आप देखें, first of all, जो CAGR growth rate है, it has been inching higher. So coal production, this is by the way India level, this is not Coal India per se, this is India, but Coal India accounts for about 90%
80-90% of the total coal. So 2008 to 14, 2.33%, 4.58%, 5.22. So progressively, as we are moving, the growth rate of coal production is increasing. And as you can see, this is for Coal India. So it has been, the growth has not been very, very impressive over the last, few years. 18 to 20 was almost stagnant, but we have seen a sharp jump. And उसके भी काफ़ी रीजंस हैं. उसके रीज़न ये हैं बिकॉज 2002 में वी हैड सम प्रॉब्लम्स पावर प्लांट्स में, जहाँ पे 30 दिन की इन्वेंट्री होनी चाहिए कोल की, वहाँ पे हमारे पास सिर्फ 4 दिन की इन्वेंट्री रह गई थी. सो देयर a bunch of factors that kind of played together, and this is what is reviving again the usage and the production and mining of coal, right? So the point we're trying to say is coal is here to stay. It is not going anywhere, at least in the near future. So if coal is here to stay, iska matlab Coal India as a company is here to stay. I'm not saying this is the only way to invest in this so-called theme. There might be other proxy players that supply equipment or other kinds of stuff, and maybe there are other opportunities. In this video we're focusing on Coal India. So if coal is here to stay, Coal India is here to stay. और Coal India के जो growth drivers हैं वो दो हैं. एक है और दूसरा है वॉल्यूम. प्राइसिंग और वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ. प्राइसिंग जो कोल इंडिया की होती है, इट इज बेस्ड ऑन FSA prices and e-auction prices, right? FSA are fixed supply arrangements. This is the price at which Coal India supplies to most of the existing thermal power plants. And e-auction, which is slightly higher, is basically the coal that is used by the industry, usually the steel sector. That's where non-coking coal is mostly used, or even some of the power plants that are private power plants that use coal, some of them also source from the e-auction platform. So basically what we know to be sure is that FSA prices are the lowest, and they are the lowest because in a way कहीं ना कहीं हमारे एज अ नेशन हमारे प्राइसेस, एनर्जी प्राइसेस, पावर का जो यूनिट का एक प्राइस है जो 7 रुपए करीब रहता है, 6 से 7 रुपए जो भी है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन वेयर यू आर, कुड बी मोर, कुड बी लेस. These remain low, and that is what Coal India is ensuring by keeping the prices low. And again, like I said, this is 1500 around. E-auction prices are a little higher, right? And imported coal is the highest. If you look at the FSA prices are based on notified prices. Notified prices एक जैसी है वो मिनिस्ट्री सेट करती सेंट्रली या करती थी. Now what we have done is we have created NCI, National Coal Index, एक बना दिया गया है जिसमें various grades of coal, anthracite coal, I mean the various grades we can see. There are 17 grades of coal, by the way. एक ही टाइप का कोल नहीं होता, और उनकी प्राइसिंग भी वेरी करती है. सो इन सारे डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ प्राइसेस को कंबाइन करके एक NCI बना दिया गया है. और इसका अटेम्प्ट ये है दैट एज prices are more linked to the normal demand and supply, Coal India will able to enjoy those ups and downs. Should I say enjoy or not, I don't know, but it is more market linked now. Whereas क्या होता था कि 22 तक कोई भी notified price में बिल्कुल था. Meanwhile mining costs were going up, and that is why you'll see that operating margins were shrinking during that period. So now based on the realities of the market, I think the NCI allows the prices to vary, and that's a good thing for somebody like Coal India because it has more flexibility. Even inflation is taken into account when the NCI is calculated. So idea is it is more market linked, right? It is not centrally decided. And this is interesting because, as you said, there are 17 grades of coal. जो ऊपर वाले grades होते हैं, generally they are much more expensive, and these grades are according to how much kilocalories per kg, कितनी energy मिलती है उन डिफरेंट ग्रेड से. दैट इज हाउ देर सॉर्टेड. ऑब्वियसली जितना कम एनर्जी मिलती है उतने सस्ते ग्रेड्स होंगे, राइट? सो दिस इज टू गिव यू एन आइडिया अबाउट द हाउ द प्राइसिंग ऑफ कोल वर्क्स एंड हाउ इट हैज शिफ्टेड, right? And that is very important because it will impact the top line for the company. So we can see here FY21 में जहाँ पे 1523 रुपए blended realization थी. blended बोले तो सारे different types of coal के जितने भी मतलब different grades सब कुछ मिला के 1537 रुपए blended realization थी 2021 में. फिर we see that there was a huge jump or significant jump, I should say, to 1677 and 1836. तो ऑलमोस्ट 20-30% जो है तो वो तो रियलाइजेशन ही बढ़ गई FY21 से 23 में. मीनवाइल हमारी जो सेल्स वॉल्यूम है कोल इंडिया की वो भी काफी जंप की है 4.838%, राइट. एंड यू विल सी एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दिस, you will see that between March 2021 यहाँ पे sales went up by 90,000 crores to nearly, चलो ये ले लेते हैं 138,140. So मतलब huge jump. And इसी दौरान margins भी improve हो गए because coal is a fixed operating cost business. So therefore every single or every 1% of sales increase will have a disproportionate increase on the operating profit and therefore the bottom line, which is a big point to note. And इसी दौरान जो 18,000 से करोड़ से 48,000, more than double the profit after tax has grown. Now this trend, the question now lies कि क्या ये isolated trend था जो सिर्फ उसी दौरान हुआ. Because अगर आप नोटिस करेंगे कि FY21, FY22 के बाद जहाँ पे जब कोविड का लॉकडाउन खुल रहा था तो a lot of commodities went through this sharp rise in prices. Even chemicals आप देख लीजिए, जितनी भी commodities देख लीजिए, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि यही सेम चीज आगे रिपीट होगी. And that is the big question. ये हमें जरूर चेक करना है कि क्या फॉरवर्ड ट्रेंड क्या रहेगा प्राइसेस और वॉल्यूम का. दैट्स इंपॉर्टेंट. सिंस देन द प्राइसेस हैव बीन कमिंग डाउन, एज यू कैन सी. FY24 में नीचे आए थे. ओवरऑल इट हैज बीन 1738 एंड नाउ इट्स 1654. सो प्राइसेस at least 9 months in FY25 compared to the 9 months in the previous financial year, prices are down by 4.8%. And because sales are a function of price into volume, at least the pricing वाला lever जो है वो पिछले 9 महीनों में नहीं बहुत ज़्यादा impact दे रहा है. और even the volume growth has not been that great, 1.45%. So now it seems like at least over the last 9 months, the pricing and both of those things have actually come down. We believe this might be a temporary phenomenon. और उसका reason ये है कि पहली बात तो there's a lot of inventory already. So 70-80 tons की हमारे पास inventory है जो like I said 4 दिन की inventory रह गई थी 2022. And so we are somewhat kind of cushioned. And जब inventory कोल इंडिया के पास 70-80 million tons पड़ी है तो obviously that is going to reduce the prices because naturally demand supply है. अगर supply enough है, हमारे पास enough cushion है, तो pricing will not be that. So pricing, again, it's a very important lever, and frankly, part of the function of pricing coming down is also because power demand, at least since 2024, has reduced slightly. और इसका reason ये है because maybe GDP has also slowed down, so therefore steel sector has slowed down a little bit, therefore demand for power has gone down a little bit. और वो सभी reasons की वजह से, demand supply imbalances की वजह से prices downward trend हो रहे हैं. इसीलिए अगर आप stock price भी देखें कोल इंडिया का तो it has been crashing. But we believe this might be temporary. At least the volume part we can say. Pricing again, it is hard to say how it will move. The volume, it seems there is a definite trend because between 555 tons, 557, 576, 648, 713. So at least the production volume that has been going up. We are waiting for the volume of sales also to come back. And there are other reasons why we believe that volume growth might actually happen. First of all, sorry, this is hidden behind production targets हैं. यहाँ पे हमने लिखा हुआ. It is 1,000 metric tons. Now, obviously, when it comes to somebody like Coal India, हमें एक ये grain of salt के साथ लेना चाहिए because targets बहुत set कर देते हैं. But targets set करना एक चीज़ होती है और achieve करना दूसरी चीज़ होती है. मुझे नहीं लगता Coal India एक बहुत tier 1 executor है. Yes, they are more motivated now and the government is focusing on it, but it's not necessarily they will be able to grow at the projected CAGR of 10%. Right? I don't know. I don't have an opinion on whether it will be 10%, 8%. But ऐसा लगता है कि historic growth rate था उससे थोड़ा positive होना चाहिए given the efforts we're making. Then there is also the first mile connectivity where a lot of investment is going into various coal plants in the region with the mines so that the cost of moving coal from one place to another reduces. So this is going to be very efficient. This is going to make the whole system more efficient and this will reduce the logistics. or that is the expect least. Then a lot of MDOs, a lot of mines. Coal India has engaged with 15 MDOs and they have given out 170 metric tons. They have hired contractors to do the for Coal India. That is again a very healthy sign. And this trend, by the way, is also being seen in the oil and gas sector. So higher participation from the private sector to kind of increase production. There's also revival of underground mines. There are some efforts on that. So these are some of the things that are being done on the volume growth part. How it translates, we are yet to see. But it seems, seeing from the actions of the government, the investments by the government, and by the way, the current work, which is basically kitna investment abhi ho raha hai in various types of assets, whether they are mines, whether they are first mile connectivity, transportation of coal, all of those. It has grown from around 8 or a lot of years. It has doubled almost to 16,000 crores every year now. So clearly, at least the money is flowing into it. A lot of investments are being made. Then there is another lever, which is the cost cutting. Isme employee cost aata hai, logistic cost aata hai. There has been a wage revision. I think there was a national coal wage revision, something that happened. And uske tehet, I think there has been, and not because of that, actually, because of that, wages have actually gone up, but there have been other advantages, and the wages seem to be kind of contracting. And because they are laying off around 10,000 people every year, their force hai, hum 5% reduce karenge by every year for the next 5 years. Whether they'll be able to do it politically, because that can be challenging, we are yet to see. But at least over the last 2-3 years, the cost is going down. Logistics cost, we discussed, they're doing first mile connectivity. They're investing a lot of money into that. So logistic cost should also go down. So there are multiple factors that are happening on the volume front and the cost cutting front. Of course, this is something that you need to be on track and keep tracking how things are going. And let's just assume that we are wrong. And I come back to the original point I made कि आज जो भी price है उस पे 7.2% dividend yield है. Assuming that a similar dividend of 10 to 15,000 crore, I think 12,000 crore था जो भी है, is going to be paid, and there's a high probability, because government makes money from it, so government wants that dividend. There's a high probability that the dividend policy will not change, although investments have increased. So on the downside, you have an investment that is kind of giving you a 7.2% dividend yield, which is similar to an FD. And if these efforts play out over the next 2-3 years, right, then you have the upside of a stock. And given where it is trading now, it is trading at 6.8 times price to earning. I mean, that is a company that's trading where the market is assuming the rate is 0. Almost there is no growth. If there is no growth, then yes, this could be simply a high dividend yield kind of company where you can't expect a lot of upside growth. But if the production volume grows to 6%, 8%, goes to 10%, we're going to see, I think there can be a lot. The stock can do well, the company can do well, and investors in the company can do well. So I think there seems to be some sort of downward protection, and that is the whole idea. Hopefully you liked the video. Hopefully you got a decent idea. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching.